Hello, hello, hello. It must be Tuesday, for I am here. And no one's there because I kind of just jumped on. You know. Mind you, I know. Zeb's in already. What's the word? Oh, I've got lots of words. I was just settling in. What do you mean, message retracted? What's the word? You just said it again. I've got lots of words. We're repeating ourselves already. It's early now. Well, I've got lots of words. I've got many words. What's new? I've got stories to tell. I've got things to show you. It's another exciting Tuesday night. Ooh, what will he show us? Will it be a guitar? Ooh. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what I'll regale you with? John's in, he says hello. It's got a bit of a wheeze, just come in from the dog walk. It's a bit cold out there. It's a bit fresh, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit chilly willy. It's a bit brr, because it's still January. So yeah, a bit cold. Brr. It's just getting used to everything. And settling down. Got to ease into it. So how is everybody? Is everyone good? Paul says, how's life treating the Lock household? So Herb's got a cold at the moment, so he's not feeling very. He actually had the day off yesterday. He broke his 100% attendance. I was a bit upset. I was hoping he could make it into school, but he wasn't very well, and the 100% fell. So he won't be getting any more Amazon vouchers or awards at the end of term for 100%. So you know, but other than that, everything's just kind of. I'm still alive, just hanging on in as usual. Yeah, I mean, I've got stories to tell. Zeb says, rip Garth Hudson. Sure, why not? I don't know. Who is he? I mean, he's no David Lynch, is he? I don't know who that is. I'm sure it's somebody very important to someone. Probably his parents or the people that loved him. But like I say, take solace and comfort in the knowledge that I'm still here, whether you like it or not. And let's hope none of you are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. We've got another 4 years. It's going to be great. I'm loving every minute of it. Remember, Donald Trump is what happens when politics fails. Remember that. So, yeah. Oh, last member band. Oh, yeah, I did read about that. Yeah, no, I did read about that. My mistake. If you'd have said that bloke from the band, I'd know exactly who you're talking about, because I did actually read the story earlier this evening. He was the multi-instrumentalist who, I guess you'd say, was kind of the foundation of the band. Andrew says, respect to David Lynch, a great filmmaker and artist indeed. Zeb asked, have you watched any good movies lately? No, but I watched a really bad one. Me, the missus and Verity, we asked her, but he pretended to have homework. Which just goes to show there might be some sense in the boy. We watched Alien Romulus. Oh boy. There was just so much wrong. So much wrong with that movie. John says, I was assaulted and received 2 fractured fingers and 3 fractured ribs. 7 weeks later, I had a mini stroke. Hopefully 2025 will be a better year. Bloody hell, John. What did you do? What did you say? What did you say to get assaulted? I can't believe you just got assaulted. Did you give someone a funny look? Did you spill someone's pint? Was that it? But seriously, hopefully you recover. Mini stroke. I think is that kind of like what Brian May had, isn't it? Yeah, he had a mini stroke. And a week later, Anita Dobson let him have another one. Hey, We're doing them all tonight. We're rolling out the classics. Rolling out the classics. Why not? Because we've got nothing original to say. Why not? Why not? Let's all take time to wish John a recovery. Will 2025 be a better year? I don't know. It could be. It's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? It's all a matter of perspective. Remember, happiness comes from inside, and you choose whether you're happy or sad. Yeah, it's a state of mind. And Zeb says, did you see Elon Musk's bizarre incident? Which one? He has many. He is frankly bizarre. He is what happens when you give someone who's neurodiverse all the money in the world. Are you talking about his supposed Nazi salute? How many times do you see a footballer do that when they score a goal? I mean a proper footballer, not one of those guys who wears all the padding because they don't want to get hurt. I'm talking about footballers. You know, I was with round balls, not round balls. There was a joke in there somewhere, but yeah, I saw it. He's just Elon Musk. He's Elon Musk. What did you expect? But everyone's saying he's like Hitler and Mussolini all rolled into one, and you go, oh, that's not what a Nazi is. That's not what a Nazi is. And of course, you know, everyone is suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. But what a glorious time to be alive. It's the 21st century, and we get to have Donald Trump, the Trumpo himself, to come along and actually declare that there are only two sexes. Can you believe that? And he should know. He's an expert because he knows exactly where to grab the women. He knows exactly, and he doesn't want to get caught out. He doesn't want to cop a load of meat and two veg, right? And that's why he's done that decree, and rightly so, because nobody wants to get caught out, do they? No, nobody wants to. The only time you want a little bit extra is when you're having a jelly baby. Remember, with male jelly babies, you get a little bit extra. That's a very old joke. That's been brought back to life thanks to an Arts Council grant. But yeah, I'm doing all the classics tonight. I'm just doing all the classics. Talking of classics, talking of classics. No, we'll come back to that. But we were talking about Alien Romulus. Now, there was a film that didn't know what it was. An example of how not to do anything. A film that made absolutely no sense. And again, they shooed in a cast that looked like they were 12. And they're on a world where they're kind of trapped, but they're not, because they've got a spaceship and they could just take off any time that they want. And they go to an abandoned space station that Weyland Yutali seems to have no interest in, even though it's orbiting right above them. And they go on there, and then through a series of misadventures, they get killed by the aliens, because the alien somehow cocooned itself after being shot by Ripley in the first film. And then Ian Holm turns up as another character who's not Ian Holm. And that was that. You go, what? And we're not going to call him Bishop. We're going to call him Rook, because it's kind of like a bishop, isn't it? A rook, you know. And you're just going to go, I hope they all die. And the film manages to get all the connections into every film, and it repeats. Alien Resurrection. We're not going there again, are we? You know, it kind of forces the black goo, the mutagen goo from Prometheus into it. It shoehorns that into it to create a weird offspring. That's not how it works. It doesn't create the engineers. That doesn't how it work. It doesn't work like that. And if you're a lover of the Alien franchise, and I am, it's a great insult. I don't know how anyone could like that film, because it makes no narrative sense. Now, same cast, right? But we kind of do the Alien Resurrection one again. We make them scavengers, and they come across an abandoned space station, and it's again we're kind of retreading the Alien Resurrection movie, because it kind of was like that, because they were doing research in space, and you just take it from there. And that explains the young crew and that they're scavengers, and they think, oh, we got all this stuff we can loot, and then the aliens kill them off. But it was a terrible film, but it looked stunning. The special effects were great, but other than that, it made absolutely no sense whatsoever. It was. I hate being a nerd when it comes to Alien. Are you doing Alien all wrong? They're doing Alien all wrong. How dare they do Alien all wrong? But I did Alien all wrong. And that was like 2 hours long. 2 hours of that. It's like, nah, didn't like it. But there you go. But yeah, that's it. It was on Disney Plus, so I was kind of getting me money's worth on the old Disney Plus. But what I did watch was the first episode of The Return of Severance, which is a show on Apple TV Plus, which I signed up for again just for that show. And yeah, it was kind of I guess you'd call it a soft reboot of the show, because the ending, again, I don't want to spoil anything because people might be watching it. Don't mind spoiling Romulus, because no one should watch that. Go and watch The Substance instead. I'm going to keep crowing on about that film. I hope that wins big at the Oscars, but it probably won't. But yeah, Severance is a mind-bending sci-fi, I guess it's sci-fi series, which is directed by Ben Stiller, and I quite enjoy. Also been watching the prequel / reboot of Dexter, which is it's good and bad and good and bad. It's an odd one, because I like the cast and I like the people that are doing it, but some of the story beats are just a little bit wrong, so if you're a really big fan of things, you tend to notice these things. It's just, that's the problem when you're a nerd. You tend to go, oh, you're doing my favourite show all wrong. And I don't like being I don't want to be that guy, but you end up being that guy when you're a bit of a nerd about these things. So, oopsie. Bjorn's in. He says, good evening, Bjorn. Bjorn, free as the wind blows, as high as the grass grows. Born, Bjorn, to follow your heart. Zib says, Kraftwerk is soon. Yeah, they're doing Autobahn in Atmos. Thoughts on Atmos in general? Oh man, you're hitting all the beats. It's like you can read my mind, Seb. I'm a bit worried. Are you bugging me? I got many thoughts on Atmos. Most of them very, very bad. I may need to slink over there to bring some examples forth to talk about them. One of them I'm going to do a proper review of. All right, so I want to keep my powder dry. I'm not talking too loud. I forgot the kids are at school tomorrow. Oops. I want to keep my powder dry. So I'm kind of. I'm just going to go over there, and then I will come back over here. So, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, okay? 1 minute. Oh, me knees. Oh, me knees. Bom, 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 bom. A-doo-be-doo. I'm back again, and we have some things. Just I want to put that there. That's for later. So you put you there. So yeah, you're talking about the Atmos. I might get the Autobahn one. I don't think it's limited edition or anything, but we have some limited editions here. Well, some of them are Atmos, and some of them aren't. They're all over the place. Oh, doesn't matter. We'll start off with some Eno. This is Forever and Ever and Ever and Ever and Ever and Ever and Ever and Ever, and that's the Atmos. That's it. It's in Atmos. Comes with a little slipcase, and see, it's in Atmos. And I didn't think much of it. I didn't think much of the album anyway. I thought the instrumental version was a bit more. But again, he's trying to create this new music where it kind of bridges vocal music and ambient music. And the problem with that is you either have lyrics that don't have any meaning and it becomes more like a raga, you know, or a chant, like a Gregorian chant, or you have lyrics that have meaning and that draws you out of the ambient thing. So, Eno, you're making a terrible mistake there, son. Not that he's going to listen to me, but as at the end of the week, you've got the Gary Hurstwit documentary on streaming, which I shall be watching. I'm going to try and watch it more than once because it's generative and I want to see how it works and if it's just not an irritating mess. People have raved about it. I don't know. I think it might be a mess, but yeah. And then we've got ding 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 ding. It's the 50th anniversary of Tubular Bells. Ding 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 ding, which has it in Dolby in Dolby Atmos and in 5.1. Yeah. I've expressed my utter disdain for this before. I hate Atmos with every fibre of my being. I hate it more than Stephen Wilson. I'm joking, I don't hate Stephen Wilson. I just don't understand why people like him. I don't get it. Like, why do people like Coldplay? I don't get it. You know, what's that all about? Why do people like Spandau Ballet? Huh? You know, Tears for Fears. What? They're all kind of the same people, aren't they, really? But this and this one are good examples because you can switch between Atmos and 5.1. Now, I don't have an Atmos system because I'm not a fucking moron. I have a lovely 7.1 surround sound system, and that will do. You don't need Atmos. Atmos was brought in, again, it was about 20 years ago, and it was being, again, like DTS, like all those surround sounds, it comes in from the cinema first. And for some reason, and God only knows why, the music biz, I think it's mainly Sony and Apple, are pushing Atmos as a format. Again, Apple support it via their earbuds and their, you know, Apple products. And you've seen this big push towards Atmos mixes. Don't get it. I've never heard one that is satisfying. It all just sounds a bit mushy. Just sounds a bit mushy. And a bit in the middle. It's a bit and the Tubular Bells one's a really good example of that, because the thing about Tubular Bells, I'm turning into the nerd again. The thing about Tubular Bells is the instruments move around the soundstage, and even in quad, surround sound and Atmos, they move around the soundstage, and they're clearer in 5.1 and even in quad. In Atmos, completely, to me, mushy. But then I don't have a dedicated Atmos system, and I won't. But they say if you haven't got an Atmos system and you've got a 5.1 system or 7.1 like I've got, it should fold the sound down. It should be just as good. It ain't. It's bollocks, and I hate it. It's totally annoying. And Tubular Bells and Who's Next, I can flick between the two versions and go, that's a lot of bollocks, because it is. It's a lot of bollocks. Sorry, I've got to come again. These are all in a bit wrong order. Then we got. I don't know if you might not be familiar with this album. It's a bit of a cult one, this one. Not many people have listened to it. Yeah, and that's got the Atmos as well. And nah, 5.1, 5.1's better. And that mix goes right back to the SACD version, from years ago. So it's rubbish. It's absolute dog shit. But there will be people that say it's great because they got to, because they love it. The worst offender is Moon Safari by Air, which I was really looking forward to. And I thought because it's the anniversary edition, and I thought, oh wow. But they only did the Atmos. There's no 5.1 mix. So it's like, oh, dog shit. Thanks, guys. Well, I'd kind of expect that from the French, because like they're kind of Belgian, aren't they, really? And so, horrible. Absolute dog shit. Dog shit. Forgive me. It's Elton John. I haven't actually opened this one. This one's still sealed. And I don't know if I ever will listen to it, because, again, I think this is only Dolby Atmos. It's only Dolby Atmos and not 5.1. And I pre-ordered it because I thought, oh, that'd be good. It's a greatest hits album. Yeah, it's still sealed. If anybody wants to make an offer, I thought that there might be 5.1 on it, but there ain't. So I'm like, maybe I'll flip it. Bit annoyed by that, but anyway, it might be good. It might be good. And then you got, like I said, this is a breakout from the Who box set, and it's got it in the Atmos and the 5.1, and yeah, really good if you don't want the big box. And I enjoyed it. Whether it works in Atmos, no. The 5.1 mix is better. The Atmos, again, the vocals just seem to just float over here somewhere in the soundstage. Everything just seems to be really nebulous, and I don't like it. I do not like it. In fact, I thoroughly despise it. Another one that's shit is Blur, the Ballad of Darren, on Atmos. Again, I thought we'd at least get a 5.1 mix on it, but no. You will eat up your Atmos slop like a good little piggy that you are, and you will not complain. And these go back to the good old days when you had Blu-ray pure audio. Yes, I am talking about Queen, the Night of the Opera, in glorious 5.1. This is very much the same as the DVD audio version, which I've got on the shelf somewhere, but without the pictures. No pictures on this one. It's oh no, there's a download code which I've never redeemed, and yeah, this is good because it's not Atmos. Hooray! No Atmos for you, Jimmy. And then finally, this is an Atmos either. It's just on the pile. How many copies of this do I own? It's in 5.1 Blu-ray again, which I've already got the SACD and DVD audio version because I'm a wanker. So yeah, my thoughts on Atmos is it's a fucking awful waste of time, and 5.1 is superior in every way. What makes you qualified? Well, I've done 5.1 mixing myself. It's true, I know. I know you come here to bathe in my glory every week. I know you're astounded at my seemingly limitless talents. But back in day, I used to mix my stuff in 5.1 and put it out on DVD. Whenever I did a little CD-DVD release, I'd do it as an extra, and it was fun for a while. And then one day I thought, why the fuck am I doing this? And you spend all this time very carefully in stereo, balancing these instruments out, getting them all balanced, to getting it right, and then you go, I better do 5.1, and then you pull everything apart, and it's like kind of, making an apple pie and then smushing it and then kind of laying all the bits out again and trying to reapproximate the apple pie again, and it's an utterly futile endeavour. But there you go. So I know a little bit about 5.1 mixing because I've done that, and I think it's a very robust system, and I don't know why again, I think it goes back to this pseudo surround sound by earphones, you know, that Apple and Sony were pushing. You know, it's studios have, you know, had to spend thousands and thousands of pounds updating their studios, and, you know, and word on the street is a lot of bands do not care for it. They do not care. And so that's that, you know. So yeah, where are we? So hopefully that, as Zib says, I'm ready for the forthcoming documentary about Brian Eno. Good, that's Friday, isn't it? Pains in says evening, and Bjorn says Pains in. Exactly. Andrew says, can you still get the Tubular Bells Atmos one? No, I think it was a limited edition. I think. So, you know, I mean, I've already got that in so many fucking different versions. It's not even funny. Oh, Darren, which version do you want to listen to today? So you got to have all the versions, haven't you? You got to have all the versions. You know, so, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Renee's in. You're a bit late, mate. We were early. So it says, I listened through Killing Fields. Man, it's good. Totally underrated. Well, it's a soundtrack. It's alright. You know, it's okay. It's a soundtrack album, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't listened to it in, I don't know, 30 years. It's not one I go back to. You know. Payne says, surely stereo is enough because most have two ears. He means 2 ears. Yeah, that's my argument. Again, surround sound's good if you have a band that uses lots and lots of tracks and multi-layered things. You know, progressive rock sometimes lends itself to that. But bands such as Blur and The Who, rock bands, you know, certain albums do not lend itself very well to the surround sound format. Oh God, do I have to invoke the name of that? Do I have to talk about that band? But that band, some of their albums are well worth listening to in 5.1. I'm thinking of, you know, the one that's named after a reptile. Very worth it because there's lots of detail in that. And the other album that's named after a primary colour isn't worth listening to 5.1 at all because it's very, very, you know, it's a rock album. It's, you know, you only need 2 channels. And I find with rock music, when they do split everything up like that, it tends to kind of lose a lot of the impact. And again, I was listening to The Who's next one, and it's an album it's an album. I don't know how many copies I've got of it. It's an album I know all too well. And whilst it was interesting to hear it all being pulled apart, I felt that some of that visceral welly is kind of diminished when you pull it apart. You know, it comes from a different angle. It comes from a different, like, kind of, it's like kind of around you rather coming at you. And music tends to come at you from the front, you know. Even if you're at a gig, it's a frontal assault, you know. It's never it's never a rear guard action unless you're, I don't know, a Communards gig. There you go. That's a Bronski Beat gig or an Elton John gig. Dear. But yeah, so it does. I don't know. I think some things it's good for, some things it's not so good for. I think for classical music it's really good because you get again, SACD was kind of designed for classical music. You get a lot of the ambience of the auditorium, and that makes you feel like you're there. Right, you're not necessarily listening for detail, but it's about being enveloped in it. And again, classical music is like that. It's played in auditoriums where you kind of feel like, you know, especially places like the Albert Hall, you feel like you're surrounded by it. So that works. But a lot of this music it's a complete waste of time. It's a complete waste of time in 5.1, or even Atmos. I mean, Atmos. I don't like it. Don't like it very much. Andrew says, Zeb says, rumours of Pompeii and another post by the Floyd, but why? What? Another? How many times? How many times do they need to do that? How many times? Andrew says, I wouldn't mind the Queen one. I think that one's fairly easy to get on eBay. You know, I think it's out of print, but you can pick it up on eBay probably. Let me have a look. Let me have a look for you, dear. Shall we have a look? Let me have a look. I don't think it's a lot of money. Queen Night at the Opera. Blu-ray. Just forget what I just said. It's not. I thought it was. I don't know. I suddenly realised I don't know what I'm talking about. But you know, it's not bad, is it? I'm sitting on a fortune. I'm sitting on a fortune here. But there you go. How about the DVD audio one I've got? How about that? Let's try that one. DVD audio. That's got to be cheaper. There you go. 12 quid. Right? 12 quid. It's exactly the same. In fact, this is superior because you get pictures. Right? You get pictures. So that's the one you want. Alright. That one. That one. Right. Mind you, there is a DVD audio one as well, which I knew. This is news to me. I have the DVD audio one that is with the 30th anniversary edition. So there you go. Who'd have thunk it? Eh? So many different editions. So many different editions. Zeb says, don't mention Tubular Bells 2003. On the Millennium Bell. It's the Millennium Bell that's playing. I waited years to get a copy of this. Years for the price to go down. And then nobody wanted them, and I got one. That's why John Cleese going, Tubular Bells, Manuel. So he's not very good, really. Bob Payne says about his ears, not years. That's right. Andrew says, Red, there's an unreleased Bowie tape. Of course there is, because Bowie, he got all his tapes right. He put them under the bed, and when he died, he wrote this really big book of instructions before he died. That's what he's spending most of his time doing. It's a big book of instructions, and one of the instructions was go look under the bed, and they did, and they found all these tapes. And it's good because now you can buy a copy of Young Americans for like £50 on vinyl or whatever it is, because there's the anniversary of that, and you go, he's punishing us now. He's just punishing us. Payne says, couldn't regular stereo added reverb based on the console like amp sims could be way to present classical music? Well, you can do that. You can do that already on your. If you've got a surround sound amp, you can already do that. You can take a stereo signal and like pseudo surround it. And use various reverbs built in. My amp can, and I've got a very, very old amp. Crikey, I've had it for about 15 years now, maybe longer than that. No, 16. 16 years? A long time. I've had it for a long time. Not 50, no, 50. Just trying to remember. Shop got struck by lightning. No, it really did. Not only did it got struck by lightning, it got flooded, and it got hit by a car, partly destroyed. Just great days. I think it was trying to tell me something. But the lightning blew up my previous Sony amp. Then I got a Cambridge Audio amp, which is absolute dog shit, which I had to sell it. and buy another Sony amp via mail order. And I only got the Cambridge Audio amp because I went to Richer Sounds because, I don't know, I just wanted to get an amp really quickly, and they didn't have a Sony one in stock. And I said, what's your best one? And they went, Cambridge Audio. And I went, I believe you. And it was horrible. Just a fucking cardboardy, horrible sounding thing it was. Yeah, got rid of that and got a Sony one again. And I've been using it ever since. But again, my surround sound speakers fell out the window. Yeah. When the car hit the shop and destroyed the wall, my surround sound speakers went out. And so I had to claim for surround sound speakers. Yeah, in my insurance claim. And I couldn't get them. I had to buy them on eBay because I couldn't get these matching ones. I had these LTAX ones. Yeah, top quality. Only LTAX for me, I'm afraid. And yeah, there's a story. Everybody loves a story. When he says, I once had a 5.1 system, got rid of it. I hated all the speaker cables. Mine all tucked away. I've had surround sound in one form or another since about 1997. Yeah, my first one was a Goodman's. Yes, don't laugh. I had a Goodman's little kind of I got it for free, right? Got it for free, and you never turn your nose up at free. And it wasn't too bad, right? It wasn't too bad. The company that the missus was working from, WV Publications, they did like What Video and all these magazines that did electronics and hi-fi and TV reviews. I mean, I used to write for them as well, with video reviews and whatnot. And they used to give bits away. You know, they used to clear their review storeroom and say, anyone want anything? And the missus got these surround sound speakers, and I used those for years until they blew up. Yeah. And I think they blew up in the year 2000, maybe 2000. I think it was 2001. They blew up. I just stopped working, and I paired them with my Laserdisc player. Oh yeah. Laserdisc. Yeah, it was the format of the future until DVD came along. I'll never forget my Star Trek Laserdisc Christmas, traipsing up to the West End after work and going to Tower Records, into the depths of Tower Records, into the very, very bowels of Piccadilly, and going to the Laserdisc section with the other nerds. And there was the Star Trek Laserdisc box set, and I bought it as a surprise for the missus. We watched it on Christmas Day. I went, look what I've got, Star Trek. And we watched Star Trek all over Christmas. It was great, with surround sound. Those were the days. So yeah. So I've been doing the surround sound for a very long time. So and then surround sound music came along in the early 2000s, and I wasn't that impressed with it to begin with. And then I remember getting oh god, what was it? I think it was a Jean-Michel Jarre one, and then there was a couple of I think it was one of the Stephen Wilson albums, and I wasn't impressed with it. And then when Genesis did their surround soundy ones, those were the best. I thought they presented it. They got it. They understood what surround sound was. There was not any gimmicks going on, you know. And that really turned me on to the idea. I think they're the band that really got it. They really got it. But anyway. Andrew says, blimey, I wish I hadn't asked. I know. Payne says, the Tubular Bells cover always reminds me of those metal puzzles we used to get in Christmas crackers. Yeah, do you remember that? Alex says, you sound like I think you mean Sid Snot. I do all of them, you know. I do all of them. Yeah, Marcel Wave, Cupid Stunt. You know, I do them all, you know. I do them all. Payne says, my dad was always moving his stereo around the front room, trying to speak us in different places. Just like trying to angle it. I remember once, I don't know why I did this. I think it's more out of I think it's more out of space than anything else. But I had 2 like kind of CD towers. Do you remember you used to get CD towers? Well, I put them on top of the well, what do you call it, sideboard, and then I put my speakers on top of them. So my speakers were like up there, and like, yeah, so that sounds a lot better. I think the upstairs neighbours can hear it better than we can though. Those were the days. Well, I didn't have a big hi-fi. I only had a little like kind of little boom box blasting out the music. So, oh, those were the days. Those were the days. And Payne says, I think we had Star Trek motion picture on Laserdisc cartridge intermediate format. And Payne says, CD towers are good at falling over. Mine weren't, because I got 2 that had a very kind of wide bottom. I like wide bottoms. It's my failing in life. You know, if I'm ever exposed, it'll be Darren Locke likes wide bottoms. It stops them falling over. But my ones had, like I said, more of a plinth, and then the CD tag. So they were pretty stark. They never fell over. But Andrew says, dog cam. She's not here. She's not here, I'm afraid. Sorry, I imagine she's lazing on the bed, because that's what she does, because she treats this place like a hotel. I am merely well, I'm just here to entertain her, I think, and take her for walks. T says, Reg Prescott and his DIY show was my favourite. Yeah, we used to cut his fingers off and everything. Couldn't do that now. The things that Kenny Everett got away with, again, that was a great shame that he passed. Again, there was that time, there was that period where, you know, Jarman died and Everett died and Mercury died. It was like boom, 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 boom. You know, 3 of my favourite people, you know, just, yeah, gone too soon. And but yeah, if you watch the old Kenny Everett shows, they show them on the satellite somewhere, you know, on the multi-channel broadcasts on classic TV, and you see some of those and you go, God blimey. It was really subversive stuff, and it was good. You will never see the likes of it again, and it's a great shame. There is no adventurous television anymore, because, well, we don't want to offend anyone, do we? Maybe we do. I mean, that's the whole point of comedy, huh? A little bit of offensive comedy. You never hurt anyone. My goodness, no. And then he moved to the BBC, and that was funny, with Auntie Beeb and everything. And Lionel Blair in the dungeon. Alex says, remember mini disc? They lasted for about 5 minutes. Digital compact cassette, DCC. Who remembers that? I had a mini disc player, but for journalistic reasons. When I was a member of Her Majesty's Press, it came in very useful. Recording interviews. I had a little stereo microphone to plug into it, and I'd set it up, and that's how I used to do my interviews. Until one day, I travelled right across town to Dartford in Kent, and it was freezing cold. Freezing, it was, and I was at this media manufacturing company. I did CDs and DVDs and the packaging, and it had these machines that put everything in. And I was going to be interviewing the guy around the place. Excuse me, got a wheeze. It's this cold weather. And so I sit down. I've told this story before 1,000 times. And for some reason, my mini disc player decides, I ain't working. I was getting an error message. It's too cold. I ain't working. Thankfully, I had an MP3 player. It's in my drawer somewhere. Here it is. I had this very MP3 player with me, yes, and I got this out and I recorded using this, because my brain went, we can record with that, and I got that working. And then when I got home, I threw my mini disc player in the bin. I think I might have stamped on it first, because I had a few minutes of blind fucking panic as the guy, you know, he bought like tea or coffee or whatever it was, and he said, I'll be back in a minute. He obviously went to the little boy's room, and in that few minutes, I'm in a blind panic, going, it won't work. So that was the end of the mini disc player. But yeah, media formats we've known and loved. Andrew says, always loved Angry of Mayfair, indeed. That's when he'd turn around and be wearing underwear, you know, at the back of his suit. Payne says, Kenny Everett was in the age of here's the studio, do what you like. Indeed, and they played around with green screen and video effects and animation, and it was, again, wonderful. It was just wonderful. Yeah, but comedy used to be like that. Comedy was, again, he was a precursor to alternative comedy. If you look at what came later with you know, the Young Ones and, you know, stuff that happened in the 80s, Everett was doing all that. He was there first. He was at the cutting edge, and it was truly alternative, especially because he was a multimedia performer. And if you ever, I mean, there's been a couple of documentaries about him, but when he was on the radio, he used to do all the jingles and everything. He was fascinated with sound and doing voices and harmonising, and, you know, incredibly talented chap. Again, I don't think people really understood the nature of his talent. And if he'd have been around now with, you know, with computers and the video effects we can do now, can you imagine Kenny Everett with AI video and stuff like that? It would be insane, you know. But oh dear, we will never see the likes of him again, unfortunately. Renee says, I've still got a portable mini disc player with mini disc. I once had a mini disc player in my stereo system. Oh, he went all in. I never went that far. Oh no, I did actually. No, I had a Kenwood system. I had a little Kenwood, like silver Kenwood system and a mini disc player. But I don't think I ever used it. I never ever. I think I might use my mini disc player to do some dubs. I think it kind of replaced my CD player for a bit. It was kind of intermediate between my CD player and then whoops, don't worry. And then this happened. Is there any charge in this? There never is. Oh. Ping. I should plug it in and see if I can get it charged up. It did work a few years ago. It worked a few years ago. I wonder if the computer will recognise it. Oh, you didn't like that, did you? Oh, USB, wrong way round. Anything come on? Yes. You'll have to trust me. It did light up, but whether or not it holds a charge or not is another matter. Let's see if I can actually find what's... Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, no name. There it is. I have... this is what's on my... let me just move that out of the way. There's too many copies of... Oh, God. Let me just shut that down. You can see what is on my mini player. You can see we have Broadcasting from Home by the Penguin Cafe Orchestra, Night Song by Michael Brook and Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. Oh, some album by that band, A Night at the Opera. There we go. So I don't think I recorded anything. No, obviously. There we go. So that was what was on my player for Walkie's time. Payne says Kenny's random interviews with Kate Bush were fun. Well, he interviewed everybody, didn't he? It was just everyone wanted to go on there. Andrew says Monty Python was ahead of its time. Yeah. It's all right. It was all right. I think Monty Python isn't as consistently funny as you think it is. Some of the episodes are not very good. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big Monty Python fan, but there's this kind of rose-tinted spectacles view of the Python, and I think, yeah, some of their sketches, if you watch the movie, An Hour for Something Completely Different, it is the pure essence of Python distilled into a lovely little movie, and that's it. But there was also an awful lot of misses. You know, sketches were a little bit, especially later on when Cleese had gone. You know, so there you go. Wolf says Genesis Invisible Touch live at Wembley 1987. Such a good show. It was a good show. It was. Remember taping it off radio. There you go. Payne says Monty Python was behind the time of the Goon shows, which also wasn't always good. Well, yeah, you got the Goon shows. You got again, Python came out of Do Not Adjust Your Set, and oh god, that was the week that was. So you got this kind of melding of those two shows, satire. Yeah, but yeah, if you can see a lot of proto. Oh, and at last it's the 1948 show. That was another one. So I was trying to think of the name of it. And a lot of proto sketches, like the Yorkshireman sketch, started there, I believe. That's with Marty Feldman doing it. Like I said, a lot of this stuff gets recycled. But hey, it's all good stuff. As long as it makes you laugh, then it's good. Except for Mrs. Brown's Boys. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Payne says, at last 1948 show. I'm sorry, I'll read that again, indeed. So yeah. We've gone down a bit of a cul-de-sac, haven't we? A bit of a comedy cul-de-sac there. So that was different. That was different, wasn't it? I'm sure that's got all the young kids thrumming into the live stream. Oh, mind you, got 24 people. That's blimey. That's almost like a party, isn't it? It's like a party. So yeah. I can hear knocking. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. Anyway, I'm going to talk about me. I want to talk about me now. What is your top 3 of 2024? I don't know. We're in 2025 now. I don't do lists. You know that. Come on. Only wankers do lists. Lists are for wankers. I don't know. Name some albums in 2024 that I might remember. I don't know. I can't remember. What was out in 2024? Does anyone know? I don't know. Oh man. Does anybody know? Is there any albums I should have listened to? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There is an album. There is an album. There is an album. I honestly have no idea of anything because I listen to stuff. Just looking. I've been listening to Lives Outgrown by Beth Gibbons, and that was good. I enjoyed that. I don't know if it's the best album of 2024 though, because I didn't listen to all the albums in 2024. So I've been listening to Portishead on the dog walk. You know, why not? I felt like the 90s again. Payne says, if the internet existed in 1970, there would be chaps like us talking about George Formby, Vera Lynn and the Crazy Gang. Well, again, in the 70s, we were listening to Bill Haley and Buddy Holly and Elvis. Yeah, true. True that. Because there was a kind of resurgence, the old rock and roll. So, anyway, yeah, Payne's off. He says good night. Good night. But I don't know what were. Let's see top albums of 2024. Let's see. let's see if I've listened to any of these albums. I've gone to Mojo. Nope, I ain't listened to that. Nope. Nope. So I'm just trying to find an album I've listened to from 2024. Nope. 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 So just ignore me. I'm going to be saying nope a lot. Nope. 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 No. I enjoyed it, but I don't know if it's a top out. So I'm talking to myself. Don't worry about me. I'm having a whale of a time. Makes me realise I don't think I listened to any music in 2024. I don't know anything. I'm into the top 20 now. Just oh yeah, David Gilmour's album, wasn't it? No, I don't think that was a top album. Oh, I remember that. Nah. Nah. Oh, I didn't know that was out in 2024. Oh, I did hear that one. I was meant to do. I was meant to. Oh, fucking hell, Darren, what are you doing? The Kim Deal album was interesting. I was meant to do a review of it. And I don't think I did because, nobody cares. So, and I enjoyed that. I thought that was good. But is it my top album in 2024? Oh, that's the one I was listening to. It's in the top 3. I think it's really good, actually. I think the Beth Gibbons album is my top album of 2024, followed by what's her name? I can't remember what I'm talking about. Followed by Kim Deal's Nobody Loves You More, and I need a third one. Don't you see? I've got to do a third one. Amyl and the Sniffers, their album, which was called something I can't remember. It was all right, but it's a bit more of the same. But I do enjoy their live energy. And there's your answer. Then we got there in the end. Andrew says, I'm thinking of going to see this film by Early Dylan. That's with Timothée Chalamet in it. Remember that? That's how his name is pronounced. Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet. In stereo. For those of you in headphones, that was Timothée Chalamet ASMR. Hey, you don't get that kind of quality entertainment anywhere else. Are the Paul brothers doing that? No. Is KSI doing that? No. You know, I'm doing it. Gurgles. Hey, I want to talk about me again. Let's talk about me, because it's been at least an hour since I've talked about me. I got the finished version. I got the finished version today of Textures on vinyl, and this time the artwork's complete. I managed to sell the test one to a very good follower, one of my old faithful, who very kindly bought it off me. I signed it for him, and it was wonderful. And seeing this time the artwork's in the right place because I'm not a moron. And look, they do a really good job of it. And with a bit of judicious pruning, I managed to get most of the album on there this time. So, yes. So that's good. So if you want one of those, they are available. They are available. For those of you who aren't aware, yes, I am available now on the vinyls. Not the vinyls, yes, the vinyls. And you can go here. It's called Elastic Stage. They're a company and they do this stuff to, it's like bespoke, I think it is. It's bespoke. and I think it's quite reasonable actually. So go there, and you can get. In fact, you actually ignore that. Whoops. In fact, just go straight here because then you can get textures. Boink. There you go. Go there instead. And I'll delete that. Let me delete that. Remove. And then I'll pin that. I'm going to pin it. When it says the test pressing was sold very quickly, hey Darren? It was. It was literally gone before I even sat down. One of my regulars on Bandcamp picked it up. Yeah, so, and it's very. Look, I know it's crazy, but it's really good, and I think they do an amazing job of it. I'm going to say it again. Whoever's doing this, whatever process they're doing, it is brilliant. It really is good. And I listened to this again. I put it on and I listened to it again, and the sound is absolutely amazing. You know, it's just how I imagined my music would sound on vinyl. It's just perfect. It's just amazing. And like I said, I don't know how they do it, but I've been busy. Why you been busy? Because to let you look behind the curtain, as it were. Behind the curtain, I've been busy. Doing. Oops, there's little me everywhere. That's better. Let me get that all in the thing. Can't see what I'm doing. There we go. So if I make the car a bit bigger, look, see, so you've got textures, and then you've got these ones I haven't made live yet. But you can get fragments on vinyl, you can get flags on vinyl, and you can get L on vinyl. And the L one I'm pretty pleased with, he says, because if we go to the artwork, it does a nice little simulation of the artwork. Look, and that's the inner bag, right? And out comes the disc with me on it. I'm everywhere. You can't get away from me. And then there's the back cover and the back sleeve, right? Oh, it's all good stuff. And this one, there's the spine, so you can see my name and L. And this one, you're going to love it. As a booklet, yeah, it comes with a deluxe booklet with all the words in. Don't worry about the typography. I think it's just the way they've simulated it. And yeah, you can read along, you can sing along, right? How cool is that? That's cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's cool, that. And yeah, you can yeah, get that, and yeah, drink. And that's going to be, I'm going to have to make that live soon, because yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, that. Yoink. But if you go to the textures one, this one's got, this is the CD edition, and this has got a booklet too, because I went back in time. So look, there's the disc, and there's my name. There's the back cover. And this has got, I think it's 10 page as well. And I've got all the pictures that I took, let's see, of the time, because they were taken up in the Lake District. And yeah, so you've got a little art book that comes with the CD. And there you go, that's the original in there. And yeah, so if you're buying a CD, that's what you get. There you go. So yeah, I think it's all rather clever. I think it's clever. It amuses me. But yeah, Fragments will also be available. This is the vinyl of that. This is, again, it just kind of mimics the CD edition that I brought out. There's me peeping through a little hole. Hello. And there's the back, and this just comes with a, there you go, it's just fairly standard, that one. So it's all good stuff. All good stuff. and which one have we done? Flags. Again, flags is going to be available too, and this is fairly standard stuff. There's me looking gorgeous, and oh yeah, this is the CD edition. I need to show you this, the vinyl edition, don't I? Whoops, where's the vinyl edition? Boink. Clicked on the wrong one. Here we go. Here's the vinyl one. Here I am. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. When I make that live, everyone can have a go. Oops, boink. Harry Whiteley says, evening. Oh, hello, Harry. I got your message. I don't know whether to mention it now or privately. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it private. But humbled and grateful for the offer. But, you know, Surrey. It's a long bloody walk, mate. It's a long bloody walk. We'll do London. When you're at the West End, we'll do London. T-Dog says, love the artwork, thank you. And Harry says, what's this, made to order vinyl? Yes, it is. Harry, you're not seeing the video. Here we go. You can order this in the link that I've just posted. At last, on the vinyls. I'm just doing this for Harry, all right, because he missed it. This is a company called Elastic Stage, and I do vinyl and CD, among other things. 12 inches, 12-inch EPs, CD EPs, the whole gamut. You just load up your artwork and your masters, and well, I think the vinyl's really good. I'm really impressed by it. Yeah, it's a bit pricey. It comes in at about £28, I think it is, for the vinyl. But hey, when some bands are asking 35, 40, and this is a bespoke, you know, created, very limited edition, you'd be impressed, really be impressed with the quality of it. I am. I haven't tried the CD yet. I'm still waiting for I have ordered one of my CDs. I'm going to see what that's like, the quality. But I was really impressed with and it means I don't have to bother with posting anything to anyone, because they do it. You order it from them, they do it, and I get. What do I get? I think I get £4 an album and £2 from the CD. So, you know, I don't make as much as when I used to do it myself, but that was expensive. This doesn't cost me any outlay, and so that's great. And for someone like me who's got a very niche appeal, it suits me fine. So I'm really pleased with that. Andrew says, I like the artwork on flags. Thank you. Harry says, quick turnaround. That's great. Yeah, I ordered. Crikey, when did I order this? It's in less than a week, I think it is. And you can order bulk if you say you're who's very popular and I'm not. That's fine. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. I've still got the looks. I've got my looks. I'll get by on my looks, right? But you can order bulk. They do boxes. I'm not gonna order a box, but here you go. They do a box of 25 for £523. So well, my maths isn't what it used to be. 523. 523 divided by 25 equals, that's 20 quid. So you could charge 30, and if you sell all 25 of them, you made 250 quid. Unfortunately, if I had a box of 25 of my albums in the house, the missus would probably divorce me. She said, no more. I had enough of all the guitars. But anyway, yes, that's what I've been up to, and I'm going through the catalogue and slowly putting them up there. And it's just taking me forever and ever and ever. Oh, and we can see the L CD because I did a little. There's a little booklet on that one as well. Here we go. So that's the inner. There's the CD, and then that's the spine, obviously. That's the back cover, and there should be a booklet with the lyrics in somewhere. Here we go. It's my ugly mug again, and there we go. So you've got all the words in a little booklet. It should be interesting to see how small the lyrics come out, because I think some of them at the smallest are like 9 point, 8 point, I think, because I write too many bloody words and I have to sing too many of the words. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last few days, and I'm going to continue to do until I am done with them all, because it means I don't have to do it anymore. Renee says the 4 CD set of keys will be cool on vinyl, but that would be too expensive. 4 CD set of keys. What's that? What's that one? Did I do? I don't think I did 4. I'm thinking God pays debts. That can be. That I'm going to split that into 4 separate albums. So, A Pocket Full of Stars would be the first one. Tempest would be the second one. 6 and 1/2 dozen another would be the third one, and Make Up As You Go Along would be the fourth one. Split, because there are 4 albums in that set, and they've all got a name. So I could do it like that with the vinyls. And you'd have to make your own slipcase to put them in. But it's a really good system. The white one. Yeah. No, yeah, that's the one. So I'm drying out. And I've only got a little dribble of cold coffee left. Yeah, I'd have to split them and do them as individual releases, which I think is probably sensible because of the expense. And you can buy the one that you like. So yeah, I mean, I've been playing around with it, and I think it's really cool. I think it's a really cool service. Again, I'm not going to make a fortune out of it. Before, when I used to do it, I used to make a little bit of pocket money, not a great deal of money, but it used to kind of help pay for itself and that. But this, I haven't got the expense or the, having to put things into envelopes. The only downside is I don't get to sign anything anymore. I used to love signing everything with my gold pen. Oh, look at me, I'm a rock star. Look at me. Oh, and drawing little faces. I used to love drawing little faces. So no more of that. But yeah, that's going to be a thing. So if anybody wants to hear my horrible noise on vinyl, it's a reality now. I can't believe I lived this long that it became a reality. And when I played that, one, it thrills me that it's on vinyl, but I actually was emotional. It was an emotional thing because I dreamt it was like a dream, and it sounded so bloody good. I know it's my own music, but I don't listen to my own music over there. I listen to it here with headphones, right? And then when I'm finished with it, I move on to the next one and I put it on the shelf there and I forget about it and I don't listen to it again. So to hear something from 20 years ago over there in the armchair with a cup of tea and a biscuit and it being all around me and on vinyl, and it felt like it was somebody else's music. It felt like it was somebody else. It didn't feel like mine, and it kind of vindicated. I felt vindicated. I thought, yeah, this is it. This is what it's meant to be like, And it's like, yeah, you are teetering towards being a musician. You're getting there, even though it was 20 years ago. And I think Textures is probably the best thing I've done. And if I go like that, again, certain things I like and certain things I don't like, and you know. But I think, again, I got textures done first because it is such a dynamic album. You've got quiet bits and loud bits and electronic bits and acoustic bits, and I thought it was a good kind of mix of all my sounds. So I thought, now, if anyone's going to work, or, you know, a good way of finding out if the service is any good, it's going to be that one. But yeah, it's just, I'm amazed. I don't know how they do it, but I can't sing their praises highly enough. I just hope the CD comes out as good, you know, hoping that the CD is just as good, because the vinyl is just off the chart. I think for 30 quid, you know, 28 quid plus postage, and you can charge more. I'm charging the cheapest. There's 3 tiers that you can charge, and I'm charging the cheapest because it's not about the money, it's about the product, it's about getting music in a format that people want. And I guess the higher price you sell it for, the more money you make. And I'm not here to do that. I'm here to have a good time all the time, you know. So give it a go, have a look, you know, have a look at it. Andrew says, I keep thinking I'm a rock star. Good for you. Rennie says, I got some of the CDs signed. Yes, you did. You did. You can buy boxes of CDs. I can still do it that way, but it's finding 25 people stupid enough to buy my music. It's increasingly difficult. It's increasingly difficult. Who wants a guitar story? Does anybody fancy a guitar story? Anyone? Okay then. I just need to go over there. I just need to, wait a minute. Wait a minute, I realised I've got to do something. Bye who? Hello textures. Fuck yeah, that looks good. And there's going to be fragments there. Charlotte's going to disappear, and fragments is going to go there. And then my egomaniacal streak will be complete. That's it. I'm just going to go over there, right? And I'm going to be back with a guitar story. See what you think. So I'm tripping over lots of Blu-rays. There's Blu-rays. Some idiot left a pile of bloody Blu-rays on the floor, and I've gone and stood right on them. What a moron. What an A-grade moron. Now this one, I'm not keeping it, honest. I'm going to flip it. That was the idea. I saw this one for a good price, and it was on a website. The pictures weren't too good. It's one of my favourite websites that I like to go to, and I was looking at it and I go, that looks too good to be true, so I bought it. And it took a bit of a while to get it because they said they were going to put it in a box, and they didn't. They ended up just wrapping it in bubble wrap and then putting it in a bin liner and then wrapping that in tape. But it arrived today, and so it was a bit like pass the parcel, getting it out of all the bin liner and the bubble wrap. And but when I got it out, I was like, I was a little bit exasperated. Before I got, look at this, it's a Vintera. It's one of those white ones. It's a 60s, I think. 60s Vintera. I had the blue one, and I saw this for a stupidly low price. And then I realised, and I kind of, right, so here it is. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah? Right, can you spot what's wrong with it? Anyone? Because this was like the quality of the pictures on the website, right? Right, okay. Right. Nice, isn't it? It's nice. It's got a most amazing flame on the neck. Look at that. Can you see that? So anyway, consider me gobsmacked. Why, Darren? Why? Because when I checked it, the first thing my eyes were drawn to was here. Someone removed the rhythm circuit. There's nothing there. Look, you put your fingers in it. They removed the look. I don't think that'll fit in there. So I'm trying to find something to demonstrate. Here we go. I have an Allen key, one of my many Allen keys. Look. Let's see. There's nothing in there. They removed the rhythm circuit. Now, again, if you know anything about guitars, and I don't expect you to know anything about guitars, but if you know anything about guitars, the rhythm circuit on a Jazzmaster is one of the big things. It's like the thing that defines it as a Jazzmaster. It's like buying a Rolls Royce and ripping the hood ornament off the Spirit of Freedom or whatever it was, Spirit of Ecstasy, or whatever it was called, ripping her off the bonnet and throwing her in the bin. I was like, what the actual? I didn't expect that, and I thought, well, I could send it back. But then they're going to think I removed the thing. So I thought, oh, what do I do? So I'm going to keep it. And there's a guy who does the. I mean, I could do it myself, but it's my eyesight. I'm going to admit, soldering takes me a long time now, and there's a lot of soldering involved of the switching and that. And I thought, and the guy's. I paid a guy to do the rhythm circuit, and I'm just going to solder it back in place, so then it'll be complete, and then I'll sell it. But who removes the rhythm circuit from a Jazzmaster? I was worried that it was going to be full of newspaper or mice or something. I was going to open it up and a possum was going to fall out. I was like, oh no, what have I bought? Have I bought a fucking ringer? So I was hoping to have this sold by the weekend. Nope. So yeah, that was an experience, but it gave me a chance to do my magic on the neck, and it no longer looks like dusty old Pal Ferro. In fact, I shouldn't buy these guitars because you end up going, oh, I really quite like the look of that. No, I took the strings off because it's not very well at the moment. It's not very well, and the strings on it were a bit rusty. So I'm going to be fixing it. I'm going to be restoring her to her glory. But yeah, quite bonkers. I really didn't expect that to happen. But once it's all done, it should work. So yeah, a very nice man. I spoke to him on the chat on his website, and he said, oh yeah, I can do that, and all you've got to do is just solder it back in, and I know where it is. And it's all Fender inside, so they didn't rip out I was expecting to rip out the pickups and put God knows what in, but it all seems to be Fender. It's just, why would you remove the rhythm circuit unless maybe, I don't know, it had gone wrong and they didn't want to repair it. I don't know, but anyway, that's the story. That's the story for this week. So yeah, a very nice. That is tortoiseshell. I don't know if the light's really not picking it up. It looks kind of black, but it isn't. But that's what it kind of looked like in the pictures. And so I didn't notice that there was nothing there. There was no rhythm circuit. So I was hoping to do a video of it, and I was hoping to sell it, but I can't do neither. So I was a little bit annoyed. Zip says, great show tonight. Time for bed. Okay, we'll have a nice sleepy. Have lots of good dreams, and we'll see you soon. And yeah, I mean, it is kind of coming towards the end for us, isn't it? Really. So seeing as Zeb's going to bed, and I'm running out of juice here. My mouth's gone a bit dry. I'm going to sign off too. I think it's been a right old romp, hasn't it? It's been a right old romp, and we'll do this all again soon. Thank you for watching. There's only one more thing left to say, and that is, if you can't be good, be safe. But more importantly, don't tell your mother. No night.